Hi, this is Kim, and this is going to be your pick a card reading for this month's guidance. This is going to be messages about what you need to know this month. Just gentle, friendly reminders for you in your growth and in your spiritual journey. My intention with this is to give you the messages coming from your higher self or your guides in the form of cards and in the form of the words and the insight that I am able to give you from my limited knowledge and from my intuition and what I'm able to channel through the cards, as well as my clairsentience, clairaudience, and all the other psychic abilities that I am developing and have developed. So let's get started. This is, of course, intended for March, but of course, depending on when you watch it, I think the messages would still resonate, so just kind of adjust to that. So say that if you were to watch this in April or June or July or something, then there would be that guidance for you in that particular time of your life. So I have 3 stacks of cards which you could choose from, and you could also choose from a number, 1 to 3, 1, 2, 3, or from the stones that are on top of the stacks. The first one is this stone. I don't remember the name of it, unfortunately, but I know the stone protects from negative energy and negative entities, and it kind of clears out any of those negative energies. I think it also protects the aura and the energetic body from harmful, frequencies. And then the second stack is rose quartz, and this is a stone of unconditional love, healing, feminine, gentle energy. The third stack is quartz. This is, I believe, about clarity, among other things. I don't remember the exact significance of the stone, but it does correspond with one of the chakras. I think the crown chakra is what this one is for, if not the third eye chakra. So let's go ahead and get started. If you need more time, just go ahead and pause the video. And yeah, for those who pick stack 1, the messages for you this month is the Wheel of Fortune. This is in the Fountain Tarot, so it's a little bit different. The artwork, I think, a little bit harder to understand, but you get the sense of movement in this card. So this month is there's gonna be some movement, and some cycles are ending and new ones are beginning. Then you have Don't Back Down from the Goddess Oracle by Doreen Virtue. Stand up for what you believe is right. And then you have Humor. I choose to focus on the light side of life. Okay, so I'm feeling this sense of momentum for you from this month and this moment of time. There's a movement in your life, some kind of powerful energy that kind of wants to move you forward and push you forward. Perhaps there's a seriousness, though, in terms of whatever is going on and whatever you want to achieve next. There's a little bit too much seriousness, and so this card is just a reminder for you to have fun a little bit. Maybe don't take yourself so seriously, and try that for a little bit, until you get another message, perhaps a message of being more serious, but right now you get humor. So, you can totally honor this card and this idea in many ways. A lot of them are simple, some of them would be a little bit more difficult, like going to a comedy show or signing up for a stand-up comedy class or something like that. Like, those are a little bit more challenging, but even going on Netflix and watching some stand-up comedy could pay respect to this idea here in terms of the card that you chose. I know some good ones. I love this one dude. I forget his name actually, but Tom Segura. There you go. Tom and then Segura. He has a couple of good ones, I think, at least, on Netflix. I was just cracking up at his stand-up comedy. Some other ones I could think of course, is Dave Chappelle. He's funny. I mean, once you look up one of the stand-up comedians, then a whole bunch of them show up, so you can just enjoy yourself in that way. Because I remember going through like a period similar to this of like wanting to heal or wanting some kind of movement and change in my life, and then I realized I haven't laughed, or at least truly laughed, in a long time, and watching stand-up comedy helped with that. So that's kind of the message for you, is like to bring a little bit more laughter in your life. Perhaps you are taking things a little bit too seriously, but at the same time, if that doesn't resonate with you, it could mean that you may be focusing, or you may be being too light all the time and making light of everything in your life. And this is just basically telling you, like, you know, you have to stand up for what you believe is right. So maybe you're making light of somebody disrespecting you, harassing you in some way. This is telling you, like, no, you actually have to show that this affects you. And so it's about that balance, and then that will kind of keep the wheel moving as you have the Wheel of Fortune here. So it's like, but mostly what I'm sensing is like this lightness coupled with this strength of not wanting to back down is going to be the energy and the force that keeps that wheel moving forward towards a direction that you want it to move on. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for those who picked stack 1. And it's funny because you have this stone, right? And this is about protecting from negative forces. And I think laughter is a good way to do that. So that's interesting how that was the message for that particular stone as well. For those who picked stack 2, this is your monthly guidance for this month. Temperance. So these cards are beautiful. I love the colors. It doesn't really click with me as easily because it's so modern and abstract sometimes. Like, I don't typically sense temperance from here unless I really think about it. I mean, the little geometrical shape here with the kind of light or water or what have you pouring down, I mean, that kind of seems like temperance, especially because there's like this line of light coming out of the top of his crown and into the heavens, and then that's kind of aligned with what's going on here in the center. So, I mean, that's how I'm getting temperance. It's balance, right? And that's really the official meaning of the card anyway. I just wanted to point out that these cards, the Fountain Tarot, it's not as easy, I feel, to read with, at least for me. So I don't know how other people would feel about it. But, I mean, it's definitely beautiful. Alright, so you have temperance, so there's a balance happening, a need for balancing, a need for moderation, as that is 14. And then you have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Interesting. I'm getting that there could be some kind of excessive energy or focus in your life that is taking away from another part of your life. So that's why you have temperance with change. And then you have the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. So maybe in your field of career choice, it becomes easy to neglect your creative side. So maybe you like music, but you're a banker, or you're in Wall Street or something, or you're a lawyer, or studying to be a lawyer. Even medicine, but you have this passion for arts, whether it be music, painting, drawing, whatever. This is reminding you that you need to balance those two things, because one side is taking up more energy than the other side, and that's kind of throwing you off kilter. And in order for you to change that feeling of like stagnancy and that feeling of like not doing what it is that you truly want to do with your life, you have to find this balance with that, balancing with your passion with what you have to do right now in order to survive or to make money. Maybe right after you get off from work, even if you're tired, just spend at least 30 minutes, if not 10 minutes, to get in touch again with what you're passionate with. And it's coming through for you as the arts or the creative arts. And that could really be anything. It's creative activities for me is just creating something that is your own. Creating something that you actually want to do, as opposed to doing it just for money or to please other people like your parents or society. So this is what I'm getting with this, is that you need to like put a little bit more attention and love onto you and what you truly want to do deep in your heart. So that change has to occur, because that's what is hindering you. That change has to occur and begin this month. And that's going to be up to you if you really want to take that message. If it resonates with you, then go for it. This is the message for you. So I wish you luck on that. I mean, some examples that I can give that will hopefully help is if you like to write, but you haven't been writing in a while, you know, after you get off work, take out your notebook or your computer and just write. Just go with the flow. Don't even try to structure it. Just begin. And it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes in a day. And then that will kind of build on as you keep doing it, as you keep reintroducing it back into your practice or into your lifestyle. Or maybe it could be even like a physical passion. It doesn't have to be an art, but what I'm getting is like this represents your passion and your hobbies and what you actually really enjoy doing, as opposed to the things that you are responsible or forced to do. And that's why you have the temperance and the moderation card here. So yeah, good luck with that. I hope you do, start doing the things that you are passionate about again, in order to freshen up your perspective on life, and perhaps to discover some more things about that which you are passionate about. Okay, so for those who chose the third stack, which is this big old quartz crystal, your messages for this month are the Four of Wands. This is a beautiful picture. It's really different from the traditional tarot, because the traditional tarot, the Four of Wands, is when the couple is getting married and there's like a celebration almost. There's like a sense of happiness. I mean, there is a sense of happiness here, but it's more of like a brotherhood. So that it takes away from that love kind of energy of the Four of Wands, but it adds on to some kind of, it adds on in a way that it talks, or rather sheds light on foundations in terms of like your relationships with other people and your friendships, not just solely focused on love. And that could be a good thing, I think, depending on the individual, of course. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. I hope that made sense. So you have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. That's amazing. I mean, look at this card. How cool is it? It reminds me of nature, right? So I think this means like health comes from nature. And, you know, the closest thing to nature is what you should be putting into your body. Stop eating the processed foods, is what I'm getting with that. Like, these are leaves, and of course if you're eating chips all the time and, you know, junk food, that's processed foods that are pretty far removed from nature, therefore not very good for your health. Another thing that I'm getting with these cards is I'm getting that the people that you're surrounding yourself with, even if they're making you happy right now, I think that it's not very good for you in terms of your health. Like, maybe the people that you're surrounding yourself with, they don't have very good eating habits or habits that are healthy for them in the long run. And this is just a reminder for you to kind of stand your ground and not be so taken by those people around you. Like, if you genuinely want growth, and I think that you do if you're on my channel, if you want personal growth and, you know, growth in your spiritual journey, if you want to awaken spiritually and like discover, you know, your deepest self, then you want those things. You want personal growth. And so this is the message, I think, is what I'm getting, that you need to be mindful of those that you surround yourself with. And if you're not ready to, say, cut off people that may not be good for you, then this is just a gentle reminder that you don't have to do what those people around you are doing. You can set an example for them. Yeah. You know, because I feel like this man, or one of them, they have this longer wand here. I mean, that wand is like the one that you really focus on, and I'm getting that that person is the lead of this group here. That could be you, but what I'm sensing is that it's not you. And some of these people are pulling you in a direction that's against your highest self and the direction that your higher self wants to go. You know, you are who you surround yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself with people who do negative things to their bodies or have habits that aren't good for their long-term growth, then chances are that's going to influence you unless you have that conscious realization that you don't have to let it. And like little things will start to click with you, like, oh, now I'm seeing how this person is influencing me, and now I want to move beyond their influence. You know, I want to make my own actions and take back my power. Then you have infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So I'm getting is that there's almost a fear of being alone, a fear of not fitting in or being an outcast, an outsider, not being liked, especially with these group of people here. And that is kind of impacting your mental or emotional and spiritual health. But now it's a message of like, you need to know that you are loved by the people who are right for you. Even if you haven't physically met them, you are energetically connected and you are never alone, because here you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. And like I said, I was getting this sense of like, some people are not good for you. The people in your life you know are not good for you, but yet you're kind of afraid of losing that connection somehow, and kind of like severing that connection. Instead of health, it's like you're afraid of like the connection or the the friendship or the relationship, you're afraid of it dying. And this is reminding you that, you know, you have an infinite supply of abundance. You just have to tap into that and release that fear. Be the leader. And if this group of people here, they're not good for you, then you can find another group that is good for you and that will be aligned with your higher self and help you reach the true health that you desire and deserve. You have the infinite supply of health. But if there's this negative mindset going on within you, whether it be fear or feelings of scarcity all the time, feelings of loss, feeling of worries all the time, that's blocking your health. And that can even manifest as physical ailments and symptoms. You know, maybe you'll start to feel some back pain, or your hips will start to hurt because there's something inside of you. The energy is not right and it's not harmonious. And this is reminding you that you have the power to get back to that harmonious place. Okay, so that is the message for those who picked stack 3. I hope that resonated with you, and I hope that that helped you on your journey for this month and gave you a little bit more of understanding in terms of what you need to do. So thank you again for watching. And yeah, I have a new blog post on my blog, levenusdemars.wordpress.com, and it's just a little bit of an elaboration also on the twin flame journey for those who are curious about it. So check that out if you're interested. Thank you again for viewing this video and commenting and liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I love to hear your comments, and I love to hear that the messages resonated. But even if it didn't, you know, thanks for sticking around and taking what you need from the messages that come through. And I hope that, you know, if it didn't resonate, I hope that in a future reading would resonate with you, because if this one is not for you, then I know another one will be. So thank you and have a great night.